What's going on, guys? So my name is Dennis Anthony and I am with Evolution Traders. I wanted to make a video talking about how you can learn how to start day trading as a complete beginner in 2021. Now, if you've already currently been trading or you've been an investor and you kind of have a firm grasp of trading, this video is probably not going to be for you. This video is more for the person looking to get into day trading, maybe as a side hustle. Maybe you work currently a 9 to 5 and you're looking for other ways to add revenue to your current 9 to 5, or maybe you're looking to transition possibly out of that 9 to 5 into making trading be your full-time gig. Now, I'm going to start off by saying, by no means whatsoever am I saying quit your job, go into stock trading, you're going to make a fortune, you're going to be driving a Lamborghini in a week. Highly unlikely. Okay. I'm not a person who's going to sit here and hype up all this crazy talk and say that, if you put $1,000 into a brokerage account tomorrow, that you're going to 10x that return on investment, in a week. It's just not likely if you don't know what you're doing. So first things first is, you're going to need capital. Okay. As basic as that sounds, you're going to need capital. And when I say need capital, you're going to, need to have some money to play with. And when I say play, let's not get that confused. This is not gambling. This is not like going to the casino and putting $1,000 on black and either you're going to hit or you're not. It's not that simple. But if you are going to look into starting to learn how to day trade, you're going to need to have some capital. How much capital? I always tell people the more the better. Obviously, if you have $500 to work with, you could definitely get started with that. If you have 1,000, that's even better. If you have 10,000, that's even better. If you have 100,000, that's great. Obviously with trading, the more you can leverage, the more money you have to invest into your plays is going to be the better. But if you're completely new and you're a beginner trader, I would say anywhere from $500 to $1,000. Now we have to take a look at, the realistic goals. If you're trading with, let's say, $1,000, you're not going to be able to go out and buy 100 shares of a stock like Tesla. Tesla's currently trading at $706. If you have $1,000, you'll be lucky enough to buy one share. Now, mind you, Tesla did have a 26-point move on the day. So if you did buy the breakout on Tesla today, you would have made $26 on your investment of 686, whatever it was trading at the bell open. If you have a smaller account, I would definitely recommend to learn options, just due to the fact that you can leverage a lot better. You could possibly get a contract a little bit out of the money for $500, $600, $700, $800. That stock moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. You can definitely make 20, 30, 40, 50% return on your investment. So for example, this morning I did have a pivot, which is going to be an entry on Tesla. That price today was $697. As soon as it triggered at $697, I entered the trade. I was able to make 4 points. I bought a contract that was in the money. That contract quickly doubled very, very quickly. So you're going to need capital. You're also going to need a broker account. Currently, I use TD Ameritrade. I trade off of the Thinkorswim platform. If you don't know what TD Ameritrade is, if you don't know what the Thinkorswim platform is, do a quick Google search. There's not much to explain on that. You're going to need a place to hold your money, execute your trades, do your watch list, do all of your charting, so forth and so forth. You're also going to need to learn a trading strategy and also going to need to learn to set rules for yourself. No trader is going to be in this game for a very long time if you don't have a risk management plan in place. And what I mean by risk management plan in place is that you need to have clear areas where you're going to enter the trade and clear areas where if the trade does not work out in your favor, or it goes against what you thought was going to happen, where are you going to cut that trade? Meaning, where are you going to cut your losses and move on to look for another setup? Now, another point that I want to make is there's a lot of people that say start off paper trading, get a simulator, this, that, and the other, don't use real money when you're first starting out. And for me personally, I've been trading for about 5 years now. I think that could possibly be one of the biggest downfalls that you can have, is to start trading with paper money, meaning you're not actually trading your money, but you're just kind of using the live data that's a little bit delayed, and you're kind of executing and going through your trades. Here's the reason behind that. Because let's say, for example, you take a paper trading account with, let's say, 25,000 Monopoly money in that account. And let's say you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 winning trades. Let's say you take a loss, you string together 2 or 3 more winning trades, you have a big loss, and then you string together 4, 5, 6 winning trades. You look back at the end of 30 days and you say, hey, you know what? If I had $25,000 of real cold hard cash in my broker account, I would have been able to make $50,000 that I just went ahead and simulated on this paper trading account. The problem with that is, as soon as you do load up that real money comes real emotions. And when you enter into a trade with real money on the line, regardless of it's 25,000, 500, 1,000, whatever it is that you're using, to trade with. Let's say you enter into a trade with $1,000 of cold hard cash, and that trade goes against you, and immediately you're down $200 on that trade. If you do not have a trading plan, you do not have proper risk management, those emotions that you're going to start to feel are going to be very, very real, and you can start to develop, like a fear of missing out, that you're losing a lot of money, that you can start to feel a little bit of anxiety to where you start holding a trade going against your rules longer than you should, and that $200 loss now turns into a $300 loss. And now you're telling yourself, well, I remember when I was paper trading, I just held it a little bit longer. The trade, the stock worked itself out, came back, and I ended up profitable. Turns out you hold 2 to 3 days later, and now you're down $600-700, and now you're completely freaking out because that $1,000 that you started with is now down to $300, especially if you're trading options. If your contract expires out of the money, come expiration, you can lose all of your premium that you've invested into. So it's very, very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, you don't have a strategy, you don't set rules for yourself. So I recommend start off with real money. Even if you buy 1 share of, let's say, Apple, okay, a stock like Apple's not going to move $10, $20, $30 in a day. A stock like Apple's not going to go down to zero. Apple's a great company. It's going to continue to rise over time, so forth and so forth. Let's say, you enter into Apple, an Apple trade using your trading strategy with your risk management. And let's say you go down $1, $2. Let's say you're giving yourself, maybe 1.5 points risk. Learn to cut your trade at a loss of $1.50. Look for the next setup, enter into the trade. If you make $1.50, sell it for profit, to get yourself in the habit of playing with real money. Because when you play with real money, real emotions start to come out. And if you can't control your emotions as a trader with real money, it doesn't matter what you do when you're playing, with Monopoly money on a simulator or, a paper trading account. It's never going to be the same. I do not recommend anybody to use a paper trading account when you're starting. Just play with real money, but also use very, very small size, even if that means only buying 1 or 2 shares, working your strategy. And as you get comfortable with your strategy, cutting losses and taking profits, you can slowly start to increase your position sizing, maybe go from 1 share to 2 shares. And, after a few days, go to 3 shares and then 5 shares and 10 shares and 50 shares and 100 shares, so forth and so forth. If you do not know a strategy, you do not know which indicators to use, I would highly suggest that before you even click the buy button to enter your first trade, is to definitely learn a strategy. So if I just go over to this daily chart here that I have on Apple, you can see here I have a private Discord community where I kind of go over my trades, kind of talk live, as well as a daily watch list on stocks that I'm looking to trade. That link is down in the description box below. But you can see here I did have a pivot point entry for 148.58 on Apple stock. As soon as it confirmed this level, it ran all the way up here to a high of 150.15. That is about a 1.5, almost 2-point move on the Apple stock today. So for example, if you would have bought 100 share lots, meaning you had 100 shares of Apple and this moved a 1.5 to 2 points, you would have made $150. $200, depending on when you were to sell and take profits. Obviously, in my trading plan, I do have a risk management plan. I would have exited the trade if the trade did work against me. If you are looking for a trading plan, or you're looking to get involved and start to learn a little bit more about scalping, a little bit more about swing trading, a little bit more about options, check out my website, evolutiontraders.com. That link is down in the description box below. I have a course of 23 videos over 2 hours long, kind of showing you guys what all of these lines on my charts are, how I use them to day trade, how I've been using them for the past 5 years, and how I do this full time. Also, the next step, really when you're starting is to pretty much, you want to join a community and absorb information like a sponge. So there's so many videos on YouTube. There's so much information on the internet that you can scroll through, read, watch for free. But nothing is like trading with somebody or trading next to somebody that's been doing it, or that is doing it, or that's new to it, or that's learning it, and being able to bounce your ideas off someone else and hearing someone else's trade ideas and setups and patterns and so forth. It kind of helps, help the learning curve a little bit when you have someone to kind of bounce these ideas off of. If you are looking for a trading community, you're looking to get started in day trading, scalping, swing trading, I don't do any long-term investing. I'm an active day trader and a scalper. Occasionally I do swing overnight. I'm not really like a long-term swing trader. So I'm not really putting on positions where I'm holding for, longer than a week. Typically, most of my trades will be done in and out in the same day. And then there is a few occasions where I am holding for 1 to 2 days after that. But if you would like to join a trading community, kind of get more ideas on stocks that are moving, stocks that are ready to break out, stocks that potentially we can buy on the dip, join the Discord down in the description box below, completely free. There's about 50, 60 other traders that are in my community trading live on a day in and day out basis. So you can come, get familiar with everybody. But, this video is pretty short. It sounds very, very easy. However, it's very, very difficult. Okay. This is, just like basic bare bones, how to get started in day trading. You need money. Okay. The more money you have, the better. Do you need $1 million to start trading? No. Do you need $100,000 to start day trading? No. Do you need $25,000 to day trade? Yes. If you're trading equities, if you have, let's say $1,000, can you day trade equity? No, you'll be limited to the pattern, the PDT rule, because you're under 25,000. However, you can trade a cash account with options because it's T plus one, meaning that your funds will settle overnight. So you can trade as many times as you want with the available cash that you have in your account. As soon as that settles overnight, you'll be able to get trade the next day. So if you are short under the $25,000 PDT rule, definitely I would say convert your account from margin to cash, learn options if you are under that 25,000. But again, you don't need $1 million to start trading. You do need money though. You do need a brokerage account. I use Thinkorswim. There's a lot of other good platforms out there that you could use. I would recommend to stay away from Robinhood just because they don't have all the tools, the charting functions, and it's it's very beginner friendly, but it's not really trader friendly, if that makes sense. And then third, obviously, just to recap, have a trading strategy. So there's hundreds of indicators, hundreds of strategies that you can use. You only need one. You only need to know two. You only need to know three max. You can trade the same patterns day in and day out. You can use the same strategy day in and day out, whether you want to be a bull, a bear, you want to go long, short, if you're not familiar with those terms of bull and bear. But having a strategy, setting rules, proper risk management, the right mindset, because trading at the end of the day is a lot of sitting on your hands, staying patient, waiting for the trade to develop, and then taking action when that opportunity presents itself, and then joining a community of like-minded people like yourself that are learning how to trade or currently doing it. It's always easier when you have a mentor, have a teacher, have a friend, have somebody that you can kind of bounce your ideas off of when you're struggling or when you are doing good. You also would like to share that information with other people. It's also good to be around a lot of other people that are like yourself. I hope this kind of gives you a brief overview of how you can start day trading in 2021. Definitely a lot of people since the coronavirus COVID hit got into trading. A lot of people have made a lot of money. A lot of people have lost a lot of money and have exited the game. However, people do this full time. If people weren't doing this full time, there would not be institutions. There would not be market makers. There would not be hedge funds that are currently trading day in and day out, moving millions and millions of dollars through the market a day. But until next time, guys, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, check out the website down in the description box below. I hope to see you guys all in the Discord this week.